I'm Max Sterling, welcome to LarpMix. Sometimes I like to do non-LARP videos on my channel, and today we're going to work on this 2017 S90. I'll put a bunch of notes in the description for what's happening and what we're doing, but basically if you have one of these pieces of junk, you probably need to do one of these repairs at some point in time. I apologize for all the noise, it's also very windy, but I'm going to try to show you how best to replace these parts on this vehicle. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing they're going to tell you is that you have to remove all of this to get to all these pieces down here, all these hoses and stuff. But if you just loosen up this screw here and this screw back here, then you can remove this entire part, which I had already pre-loosened. You just pop that out of here like this. So pretty easy so far. If you have smaller hands, you should not have to remove this. So I would say leave this intact if you're able to. Now where we want to get to is this hose down here to get started. And it just disconnects off of the PCV valve here and then down in the back as well. It's a little bit tough to see where it connects, but I'll show you here. So where we're looking at is right here and then down in the back there. Sorry, it's a little bit dark. But basically what you're going to do is reach in here and you'll squeeze these two clamps on the side of this and it's going to pop right off of there. So we just squeeze that in and this slides right off. You can see how it's connected there. And it's exactly the same down under here. Now down under here, you're probably not going to be able to use one hand, but you can get both hands down in there. The other option would be if you had spark plug boot puller like pliers that sort of look like pinchers, you could probably use that to get it off of there. But I'm going to have to use both hands to do this. Alright, that can be a little stubborn, but as long as you squeeze it right, you can get it right off of there. So I don't think that that worked out too bad. Just remember that this part with the 90 goes on the back. So that's how it would be oriented in there, like that. But yeah, there's no reason you have to pull this off here. You can reach, what you're gonna do is reach in with both hands, push in these, and then pull down. I make it sound easier than it is. If you have small hands, you should have no problem. If you got hands like me, it's gonna be a little bit tough. But unless you have the meatiest of forearms, you ought to be able to work around this stuff. So there's no reason to take this box off, unless you're changing your air filter at the same time. So that's step one. Now we also want to get the PCV valve, which is down inside here, and I'll show you that too. So that's this right here. That little nub sticking up right there. So we're going to untighten that. And that's a 21 millimeter to get that off of there. You'll need a deep socket like this. This is actually a spark plug socket, a 21 millimeter spark plug socket. Get yourself a little extension and you'll be able to take it right off of there. You know what? You know what, the one in this engine wasn't even on tight. Look at this. Maybe this is my problem. This thing wasn't even on tight. I put the socket on there and the whole thing just moved. This wasn't even tight. It was completely loose. And look at all that crap on there. That might be some of my problem. So let's set that aside for now. And then we're gonna go ahead and just button this part up, and then we're gonna move to the main event here, which is the oil trap up here. Now you'll note that I already had the cover off of this, and that's just 4 little plastic clips that come off. It's like a Torx 40 to get those off there, but I already had mine off. But you might need to take yours off. If you do, it's a Torx 40 bit that does that. So I got new parts here. This is all stuff from Volvo. You can get it other places, but on cars like this, I tend to just go with the manufacturer stuff. I used to be a big fan of aftermarket, but a lot of the aftermarket stuff is just real cheap these days, and it's garbage. So, I mean, this probably isn't much better, but at least it's, you know, what's supposed to be on the car, and I know it came from an alleged reliable manufacturer. So we're going to open these up, and I'll list the part numbers below that I'm using. And this, like I said, this is a 2017 S90 T6 Inscription, but this should be similar for many different Volvos. So what we're going to do is this, there's no torque spec on, but it does have, you know, thread sealant on it. So we're just going to start it by hand, and then we'll use that 21 to just snug it up. So let's go ahead and get that in there. All right, I just put it on as snug as I could get it with my fingers, and then now we're going to go ahead and switch over and tighten it up. Like I said, just snug. There's no torque spec on this that I'm aware of. So that's certainly tighter than the one that I took off, which was literally just like basically falling out. So that's on there tight. Now we got our replacement hose here, and you can see that the replacement is just the same. Now you can note how this is sort of bent. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put the 90 on first in the back, and then we'll finish up in front. These just pop on, and it should make a satisfying little click sound whenever you get it on there. We can probably put it back on one-handed though. I know you couldn't hear it, but it made a little click sound. And then that one just clicks on there. Now that's all there is to it. I didn't have to dismantle any of this crap. A little bit of time, a little bit of critical thinking. We got that right in there. All we gotta do then is just stick this back on here. Okay, and that's all there is to that. So we can move on to the next part. Now I will come back and tighten these screws up, but you know, if there's one thing you learn from working in cars, you don't button everything up until you're done. Only a fool would secure all this stuff right now, because you may find yourself having to dismantle the whole thing again. So let's move on to this oil pan trap. So that's this right here. And this goes wrong apparently on vehicles. It's actually a little piece in here that goes wrong, but it suggested you just replace the whole thing. I was trying to pry this off to do it the cheap way, and I actually cracked this entire plastic thing, so I ended up replacing the whole thing. I figured, what the heck, this car's got some miles on it. I'm gonna replace the oil cap and just everything all at the same time. So it's this whole part plus this hose. So we're gonna go ahead and start by taking this clamp off the back here. If you don't have really strong fingers, you may need to use pliers. Since I live in never the right tool for the job, I'm just going to use these instead of some pliers. Alright, so that came right off. We can actually just leave this one attached because we're replacing the entire thing. Now this whole thing, I didn't mean to come out. It should have just been the hose. So the intention was not for this entire thing to come off, but it did. So we'll have to remedy that. We're gonna go ahead and just take this off. But if you're replacing this whole thing, you don't have to do this part unless you mess up like I did. I mean, ideally, this stuff just comes off easily, but you can see how this entire thing pulled out here. Now I did get this clamped, so I just got to be real careful in removing this. So now that we got this freed up again here, we're gonna go ahead, and this just was down in there, so I'm just gonna stick this back in. Now I just use that 21 deep socket to push it back on there. Now your hose may not look exactly the same coming out of the bag, but that's okay. It'll be close enough once you get it on there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that on here now. The yellow part goes towards the front. The 90 goes on the back, in case you missed that. So I just went ahead and just slid that on the back there. Made sure it's nice and tight where it needs to go. All right, next step is taking this off. These are 8mm. And here's the new one. Make sure you put it on the same way it comes off. That's where the oil cap's gonna go. I can in fact probably throw that new oil cap on there now. And that should click into place. So I do have a rag here. Once I pop this off, I'm probably gonna wipe it a little bit before we slam this new one on. I'm not too worried about that being perfect. I just want a nice clean mating surface for it. Now since it's windy, I want to get this on here as quick as I can. And really, all you got to do for that is just get that right down into place so we have a nice clean mating surface. Now since that's on there, let's take a look at this old one here. So be mindful because you're going to be dripping oil out of it, but I can tell you from looking at this doesn't necessarily look blown here, I guess, but this is all messed up here where the gasket is, so that could maybe be problematic. What I really want to do is pop this off and take a look in here, so let's do that. You don't want to crank on it too hard because it's all plastic, but then this will just pop right off of here. So let's pull this. Be careful, it is spring loaded, and we'll take a look. Yeah, well, this looks really disgusting and filthy in here, really gummed up. Now this here's the actual diaphragm, and I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like, but look at that, there's a big tear right there. You see that tear in it? So this is probably what was causing my issues. Now let's go ahead and just set this aside because we're done with this hunk of junk. Okay. Now, you can replace just that diaphragm part. You can't buy the part from Volvo. They only sell the entire thing. But you can buy like a knockoff thing off of Amazon or something. Someplace it's probably made somewhere in China for probably about 20 bucks. Now, if you want to do that, that's fine. In fact, please come back and comment and let me know how it works. Because it would save you a little bit of time. It would certainly save you a lot of money. Because all this stuff, I will include the prices in the description, but I want to say that's probably about $300 in. That's including shipping and everything. And that's for genuine Volvo stuff. None of this is knockoff crap. I bought this right from a dealership online. But, you know, if I took this somewhere to do this, they would have charged me to disassemble the whole airbox over here. All this. Let's say they were moving fast. They'd probably charge me for an hour of labor. Although if I wasn't making this video, my guess is I could knock this out in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Knowing how to do it later, like the next time I do this, I ought to be able to do this in probably 15 minutes. If you're not doing the PCV, all the hoses and stuff, you're just doing this, that's like a 10-minute job. So there's no reason you couldn't do this yourself, even in your garage. And you can see it's pretty clean work. My engine's a little dirty, you know, so I got some oil and stuff on my hands, but for the most part, it's pretty clean work. You could do this probably in your garage and not have to, you know, shed any tears if you get oil on something. But we'll go ahead and torque this down. Now we'll put the same bolts back in. They don't supply new bolts with this. You'd probably have to order those separate. But we torque those down to 10 Newton meters, they say. So one specialty tool you're going to need is you're going to need a torque wrench. And you're going to need a small one that'll do that low of numbers, because it's only about 8.85 inch pounds. So it's no, or I'm sorry, 88.51 inch pounds. So it's not a lot. I just got this sucker online. it works good. So we're gonna go ahead and use this to tighten all 8 of these down, like I said, to that 10 Newton meters. And this also displays Newton meters as well if you don't want to do inch pounds. I always like to tighten this stuff down by hand first a little bit, and then I'll come back and torque them down. We're gonna do a crisscross pattern or an alternating pattern. We don't want to do them just in a line. So we'll start here. Because this is a tiny torque wrench, I had to find my small extensions here. So let's go ahead and torque these down. Like I said, 10 Newton meters. There's a little dash on here that goes with this yellow line. If you're crazy, you can line those up. If not, that's probably close enough. You want to make sure that this is released on both ends so that it's got, you know, a solid grab on it. But that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. So you might have watched some other videos online showing you how to do this. They probably dismantled all kinds of stuff in here, like the air box. I'm here to tell you don't got to do any of that. Make sure I tighten these back up. That's all there is to it. Now hopefully that fixes it. My car has had a multitude of problems. If I can give you any advice on buying a 2017 S90, don't. I have had race cars, high performance sports cars, tons of aftermarket work done, all kinds of crap. I've had Mercedes, high-end ones. You know, I've had a Volvo before, but this car has cost me nothing but money. And it's not even that old. This is one of the very last ones that came out of Germany and Sweden. After this year, they came out of China, just like pretty much everything at IKEA. So I thought that this car would be good. I heard good things about Volvos. This car has been nothing but money and a pain since I got it. There's always something wrong with it, and everything is always hard to replace except for that. I mean, even to replace the air filter, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's like 7 or 8 T25 screws you got to take out just to do the air filter. I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyhow, if you do have one of these, an XC90, an S90, whatever, this should be a pretty straightforward thing if you need to do this. I've heard recommendations of doing it every 50,000 miles. This one certainly hasn't been done in at least 100,000 because I put that many on it myself and haven't changed it. You saw in this video that my diaphragm there actually did have a rip in it. I know sometimes if you watch these videos, people pull these out and they look fine, so like the mystery continues, but for me, that PCV valve down there was literally falling out. I only had to turn it, I think, like 6 times for it to come all the way out, and I just did it by hand, and that diaphragm was certainly torn in here. So now with this new stuff, I'm hoping this fixes a lot of my problems. What it was surging. When I'd stop at a light, it would like it felt like it was lurching or surging forward. When I put it in the driveway the other day, what it did was it ran up to about 3,000 RPMs just on its own, you know. I've also had a check engine light for a long time for a misfire in cylinder 3, but I've had a compression check done and all kinds of stuff, and they could never figure out what was wrong. Now, I don't know if this could be causing it, but I'm hoping that maybe this solves a lot of my woes. But if you have your car, if it's surging or feeling like it wants to lurch forward or something, this is probably what's gone wrong with it. Don't spend a fortune at a store. For what they would have charged me for a diagnostic at my local Volvo dealership, I was able to fix all of this. And I hope that this video helps you out. Mechanics, feel free to tell me what I did wrong in the comments. The more of those comments I see, the more threatened I know you are, and the better of a job I know I did. I just saved you a ton of money. Buy Volvo parts, don't buy the aftermarket crap unless you have to. If you have to, that's fine. Just keep an eye on it. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, check out the rest of my videos. I have a lot of LARP content because after all, it is a LARP channel. If you don't know what LARP is, maybe check out some of those and see if it might be something you're into. But if you're into cars and other stuff, I have plenty of other content in the mix as well. So thanks for watching, and until next time, adventure on.